My beloved child. Don't skip, something huge is waiting for you. The silence around you isn't empty, it's full of unspoken thoughts, echoes of choices, and the weight of what you've told yourself to believe. Every tear you held back, every smile you faked, built a version of you that no longer remembers what peace truly feels like. There's a man, someone you know, someone you've watched from a distance, whose eyes hide stories his lips refuse to tell. He's convinced himself that he's fine, that pain is normal, that happiness was never meant for him. But deep down, heaven knows, his unhappiness is the mirror of every lie he whispered to himself before sleep. Don't skip. You're about to uncover something powerful. His unhappiness didn't start with failure, it started the day he began agreeing with voices that said he wasn't enough. He built a prison in his own mind, and then decorated it with smiles so no one could see his suffering. And here's the shocking truth, he could have been free long ago. The key was always there, resting quietly inside the heart that still remembers how to hope. But he convinced himself that freedom was for others, not for him. Something huge is waiting for you. Every man becomes what he tells himself he is. And this one, the one you're thinking of right now, has wrapped himself in layers of doubt so thick that even light struggles to reach him. He walks with purpose, but his steps are heavy, he speaks with calm, but his words tremble. My beloved child, don't scroll. What you're hearing right now is not just about him, it's also about you. The unhappiness you sense in him is a reflection of what you once believed about yourself. You both carry invisible chains, forged from your own thoughts. He once believed that love was conditional, that joy needed proof, that peace was earned through pain. But the universe doesn't bargain that way. It gives, it flows, it heals, but only when you stop convincing yourself that you're undeserving of it. This man, right now, is standing at a crossroads between pretending and awakening. And heaven is whispering, it's time. Don't skip, something deeper is unfolding. You might notice lately, he's been quieter. Not because he has nothing to say, but because his soul is exhausted from arguing with itself. He laughs around people but collapses inside his silence. Archangel Michael says, when a person convinces themselves they're unhappy, the world begins to reflect that belief. Every moment turns gray, every sound becomes heavier, every opportunity slips away unnoticed. But when one single thought changes, the entire landscape of life shifts with it. Heaven is not far from him, it's waiting for a single act of surrender. The moment he says, maybe I deserve peace, light will burst through every wall he built around himself. Something huge is waiting for him, and for you too. Because the energy that connects you both is starting to move again. Don't skip. Listen closely. His unhappiness has been a disguise for fear, fear of being seen, fear of being loved, fear of losing control. He wears calm like armor, but the cracks are visible to the divine. And right now, Archangel Michael is guiding him to face what he's been running from all along, his own reflection. My beloved child, he's not your enemy. He's your mirror. The sadness you sense around him is also your unspoken longing for release. Both of you have been pretending to be strong when all you needed was honesty. And soon, he'll reach out, not out of need, but out of awakening. His voice will tremble when he says your name because the moment he does, his heart will remember what happiness used to feel like. Don't skip, something huge is waiting for you. He's been convincing himself that he's fine without closure, without forgiveness, without connection. But the truth is, every night, when the world sleeps, he revisits every memory that made him who he is. He replays every word you said, every moment he lost, every decision that turned his life upside down. Heaven watches him sit under that dim light, whispering to himself that he's cursed. But Archangel Michael knows, he's not cursed, he's conditioned. Conditioned to believe that pain defines him. Now, listen carefully. The moment you forgive him, not verbally but from your spirit, his reality will begin to shift. The energy that ties your souls will untangle, and what was once guilt will transform into guidance. Something massive is aligning. Don't skip. My beloved child, there's something else heaven wants you to know. When a person convinces themselves they're unhappy, they stop noticing the miracles around them. Flowers still bloom, light still breaks through clouds, blessings still knock, but they've tuned their heart to the wrong frequency. He has been living in that wrong frequency for too long. But the divine plan is setting him up for awakening. In 3 days, something unexpected will shake his belief system. It will not destroy him, it will awaken him. Archangel Michael says, he will see truth through the mirror of loss. It won't be easy, but it will be sacred. Because sometimes, the only way to rediscover joy is to realize you've been standing on it all along. Don't skip, something life-changing is about to unfold. Heaven has been trying to reach him through numbers, dreams, and signs. Recently, he's seen repeating numbers like 1111, 333, 555, symbols that time is bending to remind him that happiness is not lost, only buried. He will remember the warmth of your words, the quiet way you listened, the patience you showed when he was breaking. Those moments will echo in his chest until they guide him back to himself. Don't skip. This message isn't random, it found you because you're part of his healing. Whether through silence, prayer, or energy, you're helping him remember his worth. And when he does, his world will no longer be gray. It will turn golden again. Something huge is waiting for you. You've carried his pain unknowingly, thinking it was your burden. But heaven says, it was never yours to fix, only to witness. Because by watching him crumble and rise, you're learning how to heal your own inner war. My beloved child, stop convincing yourself that your happiness depends on someone else's healing. You are not responsible for their sadness, you're responsible for your awakening. This man is unhappy because he convinced himself that he should be. But the moment you decide otherwise, for yourself, for him, for your shared destiny, the entire universe rearranges to honor that truth. Don't skip, stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. In the next few days, you might feel sudden waves of emotion, memories resurfacing, dreams replaying old conversations. Don't fear it, it's the divine clearing emotional debris between you two. Archangel Michael whispers, this connection was never ordinary. It's a soul contract written long before your first breath. But both of you got lost in self-doubt and forgot the purpose, to teach each other that happiness is a choice, not a reward. Now heaven says, it's time to remember. And when he reaches out, his first words will not be perfect, but they'll be real. My beloved child, don't skip. What's about to unfold will explain everything your heart couldn't before. Tonight, the universe is preparing a turning point. The man who once walked away, hiding behind pride and silence, will soon realize that his unhappiness was never about what happened between you two, it was about what he refused to heal within himself. He convinced himself that moving on meant forgetting you, but the truth is, every time he tried to erase your memory, life reminded him of you in the smallest ways. A familiar song. A sudden scent. A stranger with your smile. Each one became a mirror reflecting what he still carries inside. Don't skip. Because what's coming next will make your heart tremble. In the quiet of his nights, he talks to the ceiling like it's the only thing that listens. He replays your name in whispers, just to feel the vibration of something real. He doesn't cry loud anymore, his tears now fall silently into the same pillow he used to rest his dreams on. Archangel Michael says, the battle inside him isn't with the world, it's with his own thoughts. Every time he convinces himself that he's happy without you, heaven feels the vibration of a lie. And tonight, heaven has decided it's time for truth to return. Something huge is waiting for you. Don't skip. Soon, he'll reach a breaking point, not from pain, but from clarity. He'll realize that he's been building his unhappiness like a wall, brick by brick, thinking it's protection when it's really a prison. And the moment that truth hits, he will drop everything and remember, what he truly misses isn't just you, but the version of himself he used to be when he was with you. My beloved child, this realization will awaken something divine. Because when a man finally admits what he's been denying, heaven rushes in to rewrite his story. This is that moment. Don't skip, something is shifting right now. You've been feeling his energy, haven't you? That sudden sadness. That random thought that feels like it's not yours. It's because his soul has been calling out to yours in silence, trying to confess without words. Archangel Michael whispers, there's a message coming, not by accident, but by alignment. It may arrive through a text, a dream, or a sign too direct to ignore. It won't be perfect, but it will be real, and it will be the first crack of light through years of self-imposed darkness. Something huge is waiting for you. Don't skip. Heaven wants you to know this, happiness was never lost, it was buried under fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of judgment. Fear of not being enough. And he carried all of that like armor until it became too heavy to wear. He convinced himself that strength meant silence. But real strength is admitting, I'm tired of pretending. And that's exactly where he is right now, on the edge of truth, ready to let his heart speak again. Don't skip, because his heart is whispering your name tonight. My beloved child, the energy between you two has never died, it was only resting. Heaven paused it for healing, not for separation. Now that healing is near completion, the strings of fate are tightening once again. He will soon see your image somewhere, a picture, a name, a memory, and something inside him will break open. Not in pain, but in release. That's when he'll realize that his unhappiness has been his own creation, and that peace begins the moment he stops fighting love. Don't scroll. Something huge is waiting for you. Archangel Michael says, the unhappiest souls are those who've convinced themselves that they don't deserve joy. But joy doesn't need permission, it only needs space. And the divine is clearing space for him right now, removing distractions, quieting noise, and leading him toward revelation. He might resist it at first. He might distract himself with work, people, or routine. But soon, the signs will become undeniable. He will hear your voice in places where you're not. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Share this message if you can feel the energy of truth flowing through it. Because when you share light, it expands. Someone else might need these words as much as you do right now. Heaven watches those who listen and act. Every time you help spread divine truth, your own blessings multiply in silence. Remember, what you give from faith always returns tenfold. Don't skip, something divine is waiting for you. Now listen, when a man convinces himself he's unhappy, even love can feel like a threat. He starts questioning peace because he's used to chaos. And that's exactly why he pushed you away. Your calm frightened his storm. But the same calm that scared him is now what he's craving. He's tired of chasing illusions. He's realizing that peace doesn't mean loneliness, it means truth. And that truth is you. My beloved child, you were never the problem. You were the mirror. And mirrors don't lie, they reveal. Heaven chose you to awaken him, not to break him. And though your absence hurt him deeply, it also became his doorway to redemption. His tears have been prayers in disguise, and heaven has heard every single one. Don't skip. Something huge is coming closer. Soon, you'll notice synchronicities around you, numbers like 1111, feathers on your path, the sudden pull to look at your phone. Each one is heaven's signal that the cycle of sorrow is ending. Because when one heart chooses light, both begin to rise. Archangel Michael stands guard between your destinies now. He's removing the confusion, the fear, the pain that kept you both trapped in illusion. And as he does, love will no longer feel heavy, it will feel holy. Don't skip, this moment is sacred. Share this message if your soul feels it's meant for someone you can't stop thinking about. Because sometimes, your action becomes their sign. Your courage to believe becomes their reason to awaken. And heaven watches, smiling, as connections realign. Your path and his are converging again, not in the same form, but with new wisdom. And this time, love won't hurt, it will heal. The man who convinced himself that happiness wasn't for him, is finally realizing that it always was. He's beginning to see how his thoughts shaped his fate, how his fears built his loneliness, and how his lies created his sorrow. But now, he's ready to rewrite everything. He will reach out soon, guided not by guilt but by gratitude. Because the same love he ran from will be the only thing that feels real. Heaven calls that moment redemption. Don't skip. You're closer than ever. My beloved child, breathe. The storm is over. What's coming next is calm, clarity, and closure. You've done the healing. You've carried the silence. You've walked through nights that didn't end. Now the dawn is rising for you, and heaven is saying, you've passed the test. Your peace is the proof. My beloved child, don't skip, this part will shift something inside you forever. Right now, the man whose energy you've been feeling is standing on the edge of awakening. He doesn't realize it yet, but heaven has orchestrated events that will break his illusions one by one. Every wall he built to hide his truth is beginning to tremble. He's about to see himself through divine eyes for the first time. All the pain, regret, and loneliness he convinced himself were normal will suddenly feel foreign, unbearable. Because when light enters a dark room, the darkness can no longer pretend it belongs there. Something huge is waiting for you. Don't skip. He will dream of you soon. Not a random dream, but a vivid moment where your face appears in golden light, your voice echoing softly, "Let go." That dream will shake him awake at 3:33 a.m., heart racing, tears in his eyes, realizing that the unhappiness he wore like a crown was just fear disguised as control. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven allows the storm so the soul remembers the calm." That's what's happening now. The storm he created inside himself is finally ending. Stay till the end, my beloved child, because his healing is also your reward. For months, maybe years, he carried the weight of pretending. He thought moving on meant running faster. But the more he ran, the louder his spirit cried. Every time he smiled, heaven saw the pain behind it. Every time he laughed, the angels felt the emptiness in his tone. He became a man divided, between who he truly is and who he convinced himself to be. Don't skip, something huge is being revealed. Heaven wants you to know, your compassion was never wasted. Even in silence, your love was working on his soul like sunlight through cracks. You were the reminder that happiness is a choice, not a myth. He's learning that now. Every thought he changes is a doorway opening. Every tear he releases is a promise being fulfilled. And when he finally forgives himself, his entire world will shift. Something huge is waiting for you. Archangel Michael whispers, the most dangerous prison is the one built by our own thoughts. That's where he's been living, inside a cage made of "I can't, I won't, and I don't deserve." But now, the divine hammer of truth has struck. The bars are bending. The locks are breaking. He's starting to remember that happiness was never lost, it was simply forgotten. He's realizing that peace isn't given by the world, it's discovered within. And that discovery will lead him straight back to you. Don't skip, this is the turning point. My beloved child, when his message comes, you'll know. It won't sound rehearsed. It won't feel polished. It'll be raw, trembling, real. He might say, "I finally understand," or maybe just your name, but you'll feel the vibration of truth through every syllable. That will be heaven's confirmation that the circle is complete. Because the man who once convinced himself he was unhappy has now remembered who he is, a vessel of light, purpose, and divine love. Stay till the end. Something holy is unfolding. Don't skip. What's happening now is the miracle of release. Both of you are stepping out of mental cages into the open field of grace. Your connection is no longer built on pain, it's built on truth. You no longer need each other to fill emptiness, you now stand together as whole beings, mirrors of healing. This is what heaven calls divine equilibrium. Archangel Michael says, when two souls awaken at once, heaven applauds in silence. He'll look at the sky one evening and whisper gratitude. Not for perfection, but for the lesson that changed his entire perception. Because happiness is not something to chase, it's something to remember. And you, my beloved child, helped him remember. You were the echo that led him home. You were the reflection that showed him what light looks like after darkness. Don't skip, your chapter of peace has just begun. Heaven wants you to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel that calm spreading in your chest. That's not coincidence, it's confirmation. You've detached from pain, but not from love. You've released expectation, but not faith. And because of that, the universe is aligning everything you once prayed for in silence. This is the season where sorrow turns into power. My beloved child, don't scroll now. Archangel Michael is opening the book of renewal, and your name is written in golden ink. It says, the one who endured will now enjoy. The one who stayed patient will now receive. Heaven has watched every tear, every battle, every lonely night, and now it's time to collect your peace. Because you didn't convince yourself to be unhappy, you convinced yourself to keep believing. And that belief has rewritten destiny. Don't skip, this is your reward. He's awakening. You're rising. The storm between you was never meant to destroy, it was meant to clear. And as the clouds part, the light will reveal everything that was always promised. He will walk differently now. He will speak with softer truth. He will no longer run from love, he'll walk toward it, steady and grateful. Something huge is waiting for you, right around the corner of surrender. You'll feel it when it happens, a shift in the air, a peace that feels like a warm hand on your shoulder. That's heaven saying, it's done. The cycle of convincing, pretending, and suffering is over. Now comes the cycle of living, receiving, and becoming. Because a man is only as unhappy as he has convinced himself that he is. And when he stops convincing himself of sorrow, joy becomes his new reality. Don't skip. You're witnessing transformation in real time. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them, the chains have broken." He no longer sees himself as a victim of fate. He sees himself as a creator of destiny. And you no longer see yourself as forgotten. You are chosen, remembered, and divinely guided. Your role in his story was sacred, your endurance was prophecy. Don't skip. You are standing inside answered prayer. Now, my beloved child, heaven invites you to choose joy consciously. Wake up tomorrow and declare, "I no longer live by lies of lack." Say it, feel it, become it. Because the universe mirrors your belief. And from this moment forward, it will reflect happiness, peace, and divine connection back to you. This is your new timeline, born from truth, sealed in light. Something huge is waiting for you. And when you share this message, you are spreading freedom. Every share is a ripple that reaches someone trapped in their own unhappiness, reminding them that the key has always been inside. So don't hesitate, be the messenger, not just the receiver. Comment what you felt, for energy responds to acknowledgement. Subscribe to keep your soul aligned with messages meant for your awakening. And remember, when you share divine truth, heaven moves mountains for you. Don't skip, something sacred just unlocked. My beloved child, let these final words sink deep. You were never here to chase love, you were here to remember that you already are love. You were never meant to carry guilt. You were meant to carry light. And the man who once convinced himself he was unhappy is now on his way to peace, guided by your silent strength. As his world transforms, so will yours. As he finds happiness, you'll find destiny. And heaven will smile, because two souls finally remembered what they were always meant to be.